My friends, I hope you are prepared for the next story we have for you, and I hope you're prepared to I hope you're sitting down for this. With the amount of people that are estimated to be trapped in Afghanistan, be it Afghan allies, even the citizens, but American citizens especially, who we have a responsibility to as our our brothers and sisters, as well as our Afghan allies for sure, and to humanity in general. There's estimates between 1,000, 2,000 at the low end, where they're like, oh, there's about 1,000 or 2,000 left of American citizens we got to evacuate. Some are saying that it was, NBC News reported 15,000, then they evacuated about 4,500, so it might be 10,000. When we hear, and I want you to remember this, that there are American hostages, I want you to remember what the Biden administration did. From Politico. U.S. officials provided Taliban with names of Americans and Afghan allies to evacuate. Quote, basically, they just put all those Afghans on a kill list, said one defense official. I don't see why that would be untrue for the Americans. Biden did this with Vladimir Putin. Remember that? He was like, hey, here's the list of things we don't want you to attack. Right. And they're like, thanks for the hit list of your most important infrastructure. Now they're coming out and being like, here are the people we really care about. And they're like, oh, so the ransom's doubled, eh?
Or not even the people we care about. Hey, by the way, here are these people. These people have been hiding. They've been begging for help. It was actually my old buddy from Washington Examiner, Phil Wegman, who's now with Real Clear. He was the one who asked the president today at the press conference about this report. He says, can you comment on it? And the president essentially confirmed it, saying there may be such lists being given to the Taliban, but I'm not sure. Which is, again, that doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in me that the commander-in-chief apparently doesn't know what's going on over there.
We've seen the Taliban beating people. There's a video of an Australian man. He's being beaten. He's covered in blood. The Taliban can claim whatever they want, but the leadership, like you mentioned just previously, Ian, that they want to be seen as, they do want to be seen as a legitimate government. They're calling themselves the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. They don't want to be just this rogue element, the Taliban. They want to be the government, but they can't control their own people.
Right. Stuff gets leaked. Look, that list is going to get leaked.
Look, even if they want to be a legitimate government, I think the fact that we're losing sight of the fact that it's the fanatic death cult, and we are now completely at their mercy. We are, look, I can get down this road later. We are the greatest country, the biggest superpower. I love America, and we are completely beholden to the whims of a fanatic death cult in Afghanistan.
By choice. By Biden's choice.
And the fact that there's a question about whether this administration won't move earth and heaven to save its own citizens. Any country or a government that doesn't make every possible effort to rescue its own people is not a country that deserves to be one.
I got to read you this paragraph. U.S. officials in Kabul gave the Taliban a list of names of American citizens, green card holders, and Afghan allies to grant entry into the militant-controlled outer perimeter of the city's airport, a choice that's prompted outrage behind the scenes from lawmakers and military officials. It seems like the Biden administration is treating these people like any other country or government when they literally just stormed in, killed a bunch of Afghan security forces, started taking over cities, and they're like, yeah, here's a list of names for your checkpoints. Do you think that the Taliban checkpoints are legitimate checkpoints where they're going to be like, oh, yes, an American passport, right this way, sir? Or they're going to be like, we got an American. Okay, right that way, sir.
Maybe, to your point, they might for the Americans because they don't want to start another match. Who knows if Biden will actually make good on his threat that ISIS-K will be met with swift retribution. But those Afghan allies, those people are as good as dead. The Taliban will make an example out of them.
Oh, yeah.
Those people don't have a chance. Now they know where they are and they know they're coming.
This is the one thing that I think might naively be giving me hope, that the Taliban is scared. You start going after these American citizens, and you're gonna give them an excuse for re-entry, and they want the Americans gone. They want us out.
Right.
The Afghans who are staying behind, well, they're the apostates. They're
refugees. They should be admitted refugee status.
Oh,
to the United States.
Our allies. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, the translators, the families of the translators.
The fact that we didn't get them out first. We knew this was going to happen. We knew the Taliban would come after these people. Anyone with a target. We saw this in Iraq after ISIS came out.
I got it.
My brother served in Iraq as a U.S. Marine. And one of the first things ISIS did when they came to power and started marauding through the Middle East is they killed anyone who worked with the United States Marines. So a lot of guys my brother worked with are now dead. There's precedent for this.
But where we're at right now is that U.S. officials actually gave the names of these people to the Taliban. That's a kill list. That I agree with a defense official. Like we can say, we're crossing our fingers that the Taliban has enough control. They're going to say, get these Americans out of here before we cause more trouble. But this list of Afghan citizens who worked with them, they're done.
I mean, the Biden administration in this regard, I think, is correct, and is that we have shared interest with the Taliban. We want to leave; they want us out. So they may play ball to a degree, but the fact that here we are hoping and praying, please, fanatic death cult, play ball. I mean, we put ourselves in this. The biggest, most powerful country in the world, aside from maybe China, is put itself in this position, and now we're just hoping and praying. But I'm telling you,
You know
those Afghan allies, they are as good as dead.